So I got the phone call during my video, and unfortunately it cut my video off. So here we are again, and what I was doing was I was getting ready to go over the map lights up here. Okay, map lights work both sides. Let's see, our interior lights work rather. All right, so we're okay there. Sorry, I can't show it to you. I'm driving in the road, but they work. You've got I guess that's a built-in factory garage door opener. I guess you'd have to program it to your door if you have a garage door. But it does have that feature up there. There it is there, if you can see it. I think that pretty much covers it all. My phone number is 443-562-0434. If you'd like to speak to me directly, you're more than welcome to call, and I'll answer any further questions you might have about picking up cars, or if you want to fly into Baltimore to BWI Airport, I can pick you up down at the airport. All those kind of concerns. What we take for payment: PayPal for the deposit, $500. Final payment, either cash in person or bank wire transfer. If you do a bank wire transfer, it needs to be transferred before pickup. Okay, what that means is you need to send your wire out in the morning, the day before you pick your vehicle up. Bank wires, although they're supposed to be instant, they don't actually clear my account. Like, I'll be able to see it the same day, but it won't be available. The following day, it'll be clear my commercial account. So, bank wire's got to be sent the morning prior to the pickup date. So if you send it, at 10 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday, you'll be fine to pick up the car Wednesday morning. If you send it at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Tuesday, it probably won't hit my bank until Wednesday morning, which would mean you'd be able to pick it up on Thursday. I need to be clear on that, because if the wire's not clear, the car's not leaving. That's just the way it is. Same thing with the title. The title's not going anywhere until until our money's clear. Now, if you don't want to worry with all that, you just come on in here with a pile of $100 bills and pick your car up. That's fine too. But you got to send a $500 deposit if you want to secure the vehicle for purchase. You do that through PayPal. You hit buy it now. It'll direct you to use a PayPal to send your deposit of $500. I've got excellent feedback. Been on eBay since 2001. Was probably an original power seller way back in the day. I don't sell over 100 items a year, I don't think, anymore, so I probably don't have power seller status, but I still have a top rating. I'm a long-term top-rated seller. I don't even know if they still do power seller status. I guess they do. Anyway, I was a power seller way back when I started, but it's a little more difficult to achieve that now, because it's hard to sell over 100 vehicles a year, and I don't sell any knickknacks. I just sell cars. So that gives you a pretty good overview of me. Been at it since '01 on eBay, but I've been at it since in the '90s as far as cars go. I've been doing cars all my life, and I like it. I like cars. I enjoy them. I like giving accurate descriptions. I like people to know what they're buying. I don't like selling junk. I really don't. When I look for cars, when I pick them out at the auctions and whatnot, I look them over real good. I look for structural damage. I look at the A pillars and the B pillars and the C pillars, and I make sure that they haven't been replaced or moved. I mean, I go around them pretty good. So pretty much, when you're buying a car from me, you're not just buying a car from a salesman. You're buying a car from a well-versed technician in the automotive industry, someone that's actually been involved in this his whole life, knows how to look stuff over, knows how to buy them. There's not a whole lot of profit per unit, but if you can get your volume up pretty decent, you can make a little bit of money. It's an okay living, and I don't mind doing it. The thing is, I like it. I know it's the only thing I know real well. Some people know horses, some people know whatever. They all know. Everybody's got a skill. My skill is in automotive, so I kind of been sticking with it, and I like it. Like I say, I enjoy it. I just don't enjoy selling old cheap cars, or some people want, what do you got for $3,000? Nothing. And the reason is because I just that kind of stuff, even if it's pretty good, it isn't all that good. These vehicles, around $10,000 or little better, and sometimes a little cheaper than 10,000, but not much cheaper. But 10 grand and up, pretty much, you know, you're getting that range, and you got something pretty decent. Somebody can drive it for a couple of years and get something out of it. And sometimes those cheap ones, you just, you know, there's a bigger risk. With anything used, you never know. Something can fail, a fuel pump or whatever. But at least if you could buy a nice, clean car that's in pretty good shape, if something fails, it's worth you putting a few bucks in it to get it straightened out. If you buy a piece of junk and every time it fails you think, man, I got to put more money in this trash can, that's not a good feeling. So this here car is nice. You're starting out with something nice. That means if you do spend a little money on it along the way and you get 5-6 years out of it, you fix a few little things, you won't feel like you got ripped off. You'll say, well, the car was nice. It's always took care of me good. I spent a few bucks and kept on chugging, and I'm happy. Let me give you a quick overview of a couple other things real quick. I just pulled down over here on a piece of property I own. So if you look in here, you see here on this A-pillar, you know, this is all original. Nobody's replaced this A-pillar. It doesn't have any structural repairs on it. And you look through here, you see all your original VIN tags and all this tire pressure tags, and I see the dirt there. And she hadn't been disturbed. This hasn't been, you know, all repaired and all in here. This is all original stuff here. All through here, they're all original. It's pretty nice. So, you know, first thing I do when I buy one of these things is I go over it for structural damage. Now, in this particular one, because I bought it through a company called Manheim, the largest auction house in the world, I had Manheim do what they call a structural frame check. So that means they went and looked it over, and they said it passed frame inspection. So that means that in their inspection, they check to see if anything's been, anything that's structural has been replaced or unbent. Let's see. We have none of that. This is all these A-pillar, B-pillar, C-pillar, that's all original. None of this here in here is painted up or anything like that. You know, you go through this thing pretty good and check it out, and she's all right. Now we'll go up here and we'll look at the apron. Let me pop the hood. Let's take a look at the apron and see what the apron looks like up front, left and right apron. We'll look at the core support as well. See what we got there. Just bear with me a moment while I get this hood up. Tracy is not here to help me at the very moment. Okay, here we go. So, here we are under the hood. Let's take a look here. We're going to look for anything structural. You see that? That's all original. That hasn't been altered in there. That apron, that's the way the car came. All that seam sealer there, that's original. So you look, that's the top edge of the strut tower. Hasn't been replaced, hasn't been tampered with. You see all that dirt? That's kind of good. That means it hasn't been fooled with. That core support looks original. This here, this is the right apron. That looks good. Looks original. So I look for that kind of stuff. See if it's been disturbed. It just gives you an idea if the car's ever been hurt. You know, now if a car's got, you know, a fender painted or something like that, or a bumper covers painted, almost everything out there's got a bumper painted or a fender painted or something like that when it gets 10 years old. Hang on just a second now, I'm gonna put you in my pocket. That way I can close the hood. The thing is, whether or not if something's been painted or something, is the work good, and did it have any structural? That means, does it drive right? Is something bent up on it where it isn't right? No, this car is right. This car doesn't have anything bent on it, gives you any problems. Like I always tell people, you know, could have had a bumper painted or something, could have had anything like that. Any of these older vehicles, you know, they've been rubbed in parking lots and people go and get it corrected. Sometimes people pull in their driveway and they scrape down the side of a tree branch and they get a little scratch, they have it fixed. And we're not looking for that. We're looking for structural. We don't have any structural damage here. All the paint looks right on the car. So like I say, it's a nice piece. It's not some old wore out junk. It was gently used by decent folks, and I think it'll make somebody a good car.